It still doesn't have a cohesive theme.
No, it doesn't. I mean, like...
Are you talking about Phase 4 not being connected? Because I agree, but
Phase 4 is a filler arc.
I don't think that's an issue right now because they have to build again. They just concluded.
They do have to build again. I do agree, but I think they've pulled back too much and not given enough of sense of where the story's going next. Because we know that Kang is going to be the next big bad.
Yeah.
And all we've gotten from him so far is Loki. I just think there could have been a little more legwork here and there to keep the story interconnected, keep it clear that it's going
It doesn't feel like a path. It feels like a bunch of random spots on a map.
Yeah.
Especially considering how much content has come out for Phase 4.
Yes, that is a huge issue.
If you lump in the TV shows, holy fuck.
That is an issue. I just think that Marvel isn't really going by phases anymore. They're just doing sagas.
So just stop calling them phases then.
Exactly.
Well,
I know.
sure.
I'll give Feige this. He originally said that like way back in Phase 3.
Yep.
He said after Phase 3, I don't think we're doing phases anymore. I think the problem here is they've backed themselves into a corner because for about 10 years they were doing phases, and the modern audience, the general audience, I will say, is stupid. And wouldn't be able to, I guarantee you they wouldn't be able to transition out of phases. So I feel like they're pretty stuck. Because they are still announcing things in phases.
Well, here's the thing. They did an Infinity Saga with like 20 movies over 10 years, and now they're doing
the multiverse saga.
More projects than that in a shorter amount of years for a saga. So I see why they're condensing it more, because it's really told over a shorter period of time with more content. So
I'm just saying, I think they want to move away from phases, but at this point, they can't because they feel like the general audience expects phases.
They can call it whatever they want to, but I'll judge it with what they say it is. So, like, if they say judge it as a saga, then I will. And if the saga sucks, sure, we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's enough.
So I'm judging Phase 4 as Phase 4, and I think Phase 4 overall is
mid.
It's all right. It's a filler season.
It's got some real hitters in there. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, no, it's got some highs, but
it also has some of the lowest in the whole
lows.
Series.
It does. It has fucking Eternals.
Black Widow. I haven't even seen
the
Eternals.
finale of She-Hulk.
Oh my god, most of She-Hulk? Oh my god.
I tried to like She-Hulk.
Hey,
I gave it an honest run.
You know, you guys are talking about the shows. I stopped giving a fuck about the shows.
After WandaVision.
We didn't even care to watch that one.
Yeah, we made you watch that
we
one.
made him watch it.
I'm not... When it comes to... I understand wanting to make this mass content pool, but you're burning out your audience.
100%. This is the superhero burnout everyone's been talking about for like 5 years.
How many projects did they have this year alone?
Oh, like
God.
Almost 10?
15,000?
3 movies, the holiday specials, we're up to 5. Plus Moon Knight, plus Ms. Marvel, plus She-Hulk, that's 8 projects.
I think we're seeing the quality drop because, and this is true, you can like read about it, Kevin Feige is being stretched too thin right now.
I think, here's the thing though, I think he did it to himself.
Yep.
He kind of did, but at the same time, Disney Plus launched right before COVID.
Bit off too much.
Yeah, I think it's Disney asking for more content, and Marvel's like, oh yeah, you own us, I guess we'll do it, you know?
Yeah, I think they got to dig their heels in and scale it back again. Yeah. They hit their stride, I would say, in like 2017 when it was like 2 movies a year, 3 movies a year.
Yeah,
I think
3.
That was
I
perfect.
think if you do 2 movies and maybe a show or 2.
Yeah.
I'd say 2 movies, 2 shows.
Sure, that
then
sounds great.
You're not over exasperating.
You do a movie at the start of the year around like March, April.
You do a show in between.
2 shows over the summer.
Yep.
Movie at the end of the year.
What I like about, say, the Star Wars shows is that they can take place anywhere, and, I mean, some do, but they generally don't really build overarching themes across
You said they
each
can
other.
take place anywhere. You mean between episode 3 and 4?
Yeah, but Mando doesn't. But, like, my point is, like, they can take place anywhere in the saga. It doesn't matter because there is no next Darth Vader or Thanos allegory, right? Whereas with Marvel, I bet your ass that, like, fucking every single Avengers movie, or at the very least Secret Wars, is going to build to every single one of these shows and movies mattering.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to watch She-Hulk and Hawkeye and everything.
I don't have to do anything.
Then you won't like the movies as much.
And this is why I think they need to slow down. Because it's content overload.
Yep.
Yeah, it feels like homework if there's too much.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It
if you're
feels
not
like
tuning in every couple months, then you're missing out, is basically how it feels.
Like, I always felt like people used to say that, again, pre-COVID. I was like, dude, it's 2 movies a year.
Yep.
You can't do 2 movies
But
a year.
now we're talking
Now
about
it actually
8, bro.
That's what I'm saying is like now it actually starting to feel. I understand those people more now because I'm like, fuck, that's fucking 4 shows and 3 movies and 2 specials I gotta watch. Fuck that. I'm skipping one of these.
Especially if some of the shows aren't something you're interested in.
Dude, I'll do you one better. I liked Ms. Marvel, the show.
They
I
didn't-
enjoyed it. I didn't finish fucking watching it.
I didn't know it came out.
I got burnt out on it because I was watching that and Kenobi and so many other things.
Let's also
something had
take
to
it
give.
less by number of projects and just hours of runtime. If it was 2 to 3 movies a year, that's 4 to 6 hours. Now it's like 20 hours a year.
Yeah.
Every year. If not more after this next year. They're going to make even more shit, and then
It's-
3-hour Avengers movies probably.
Especially if you work a full-time job. I have 2 days of the week that are fucking useless.
Yep.
I go to work and then I go to bed.
Yeah.
Like,
Same here. I almost didn't even come to this tonight because I thought I was going to be working, and then my job at the last second was like, "Yeah, we don't need you today."
Yep. Pretty much.
like, it's-
Crazy.
if you don't have a lot of time, do you really want to spend all of that time catching up on Marvel movies or going outside and touching fucking grass?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Do you want to go out with your friends, or do you want to stay in watching 8 Marvel shows, 3 Star Wars shows, House of the
Of
Dragon,
a varying quality.
of varying quality?
That's the thing. Like, if they were all gems, I would be like, all right, but like they're all gems. If 5 of those things are mixed, bruh,
Mm-hmm.
that's varying quality. So I'm happy this one's good,
Yep.
but homework.
I've seen a proposal from like fans, not from anybody in the studio, saying like, "Oh, Kevin Feige should make somebody else just for the TV shows." But the problem is they're so woven in that it doesn't matter anymore.
And then you just that doesn't solve the problem.
It doesn't solve the problem.
Because then you just have someone else to run shit by.
Yeah, exactly. Because they have to talk every single day anyway.
I'll say this: I think Feige needs to start working on grooming a protege, grooming a replacement. Just because he's been at this for over a decade now, I'm sure he's tired. But like, also, the simple fact of the matter is something's gonna have to give, and I think the best thing to give is just tell Disney no. You gotta fucking.
You have to slow down on your money hungry now so you make more money in the long run.
Yep.
Because if you burn out your audience all right now, then you're going to have that break between Star Wars movies. Like that 10, 11-year break because no one's going to fucking watch.
That's happening right now.
Yeah, they're in it.
Because
that's
like
the thing.
I know for a fact the ratings for every Disney Plus show went down.
Mhm.
Every single show got diminishing returns. WandaVision hit it fucking high,
Mm-hmm.
and then it went down for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and it went down for Loki, and it went down for What If, and it went down for Hawkeye, and it went
Yep.
down for Moon Knight, and
Was
went
What
down
If
for
this
Ms.
year or
Marvel.
last year?
Last year.
Okay.
And then it went down for She-Hulk.
I'll bet you
again.
if they did like, let's say 2 shows a year, 6 months apart, each one would be fucking sky high.
Mhm.
Even if it sucked, it would still be sky
It'd
high.
be the quality of not having to push out so much shit in a year, they'd be better.
They would be.
Well, they'd be better, but on top of that, they would get more viewership.
Yeah.
They literally would because
Like-
people wouldn't be so, oh man, I just watched 100 fucking episodes of She-Hulk I didn't like. I gotta watch 10 more episodes of fucking this. Like, they'd be like, oh, I had WandaVision 6 months ago and I watched 1 film since. Now we're on to the next project.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Like another good example is the Star Wars shows. I know Kenobi hit some pretty high numbers,
Yep.
and now I know Andor's struggling.
Yeah.
Fun
People are like,
fact-
I just got my Star Wars fill. I don't need anything else.
Fun fact, I know a couple people that say Andor's the best Star Wars show.
I know a lot of people who are saying that actually.
It starts slow. I haven't sludged through
I'm
it.
debating getting back into it. I'm gonna give it a second chance based
Mm-hmm.
on like literally, like I'm not exaggerating. Literally every person I know who watches it, not likes,
Mhm.
loves it. And you give us Thor: Love and Thunder, and you give us Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which are fucking filler episodes in your goddamn TV show. You gave me a $200 million filler episode.
Yeah, it feels like that.
Holy fuck.
I think it all is forgiven if I like it, and I did like those movies.
Taika Waititi. I love you. I respect you. Jesus Christ, man. You give us Jojo fucking Rabbit,
Yeah.
and then you make this shit.
Yep.
How?
One of the strengths of the MCU is that you have very varied projects, especially now in the multiverse. They're pretty varied. That's a good and a bad thing. I'm glad it's happening. I don't want it to all to feel the same. Like Phase 2 felt very similar. Phase 3 beginning mostly
Well,
felt pretty similar.
A lot of it is still too heavily focused on comedy.
Yes.
They've really leaned into it in a bad way recently.
But now this is the switch up. This is
See,
what I like.
This is what I'm thinking too is Thor: Love and Thunder is like
It's too
highest
much. Oh
jokes
my
per
God.
minute of any MCU film, I would say.
The JPM meter.
The JPM is off the charts, right?
Yup.
Mhm.
The critic scores are in. Thor: Love and Thunder's not doing great. Black Panther's doing good. I think if it also just busts down numbers for box office, the MCU is going to take the hint and be like, oh,
We need movies that actually aren't
more
just comedies.
more dramatic films can do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's what I'm praying. I want Black Panther Wakanda Forever to be the highest grossing film of this year because I want that to be the clear, unmistakable message that the MCU receives
Yeah.
is
Not everything needs to be fucking side-spitting, jokey, and hilarious.
not everything needs to be comedy.
So projections are off the chain. This movie's gonna make dumb money.
It better. I want.
Is this
to.
movie
It
coming out
needs
in
to.
the China?
Doctor Strange didn't, so I think this will win the day for MCU.
I'm not that worried about its box office. It's not gonna do Black Adam numbers.
It's not. It looks much better than Black Adam's trailers looked.